Hey everyone, Tyson the Subaru specialist from Subaru Prince George here. I'm very excited about this. This is our first 2022 Subaru Forester Wilderness in the geyser blue. Yeah, it had the plastic stripped off it and it was put outside, and that's all that's happened. So still has stickers on it, still kind of dirty from transport, but I wanted to show everyone that we got it. So big new grille, revised front bumper in comparison to the other 2022 Foresters. If you compare back to my previous video that I did the facelift comparison, you'll notice the big difference. We've got those 6 LED fog lights up front here. We have the forward facing camera right below the Subaru logo, which again is that big flat facing Subaru logo. We've got the hood decal, which I know some people aren't a huge fan of. It is a decal, I'm sure it could be removed. Probably not something we would attempt here, but it does help reduce sun glare. So the practicality might make up for the looks of it if you're not a huge fan of it. We've got the chunkier fenders, the exclusive 17-inch black alloy wheels, and you get the Yokohama Geolandar AT tires. So they are actually snowflake rated, so if someone buys it right now in January, you can drive it legally on all roads in BC. Got the Wilderness badging here. Now, the mirror caps, it's not painted black, it's kind of the same texture material, plastic material as your fender flares, the rockers at the bottom here, which again are different, very Outback-esque. Anodized copper accent. Up top here, same accent. You've got the cutouts in all of them, so it makes it easier to secure things. Very, very handy. At the back, of course, the blacked out writing. The rear bumper looks very, very similar to all the others. And then even this trim piece, so on the Sport, it's that metallic gloss black. This is the same material as your bumper and fender flares. So kind of cool that they've done that. It looks a lot better in person than I thought it did on a lot of the online videos. So in the back, lots of room. Not everything is going to work. Still covered in plastic. Like I said, it hasn't even been PDI cleaned yet. Up top, it's dark. No lighter colored headliner in this, just the dark. We've got the grocery bag hooks that will hold up to 6 pounds. We've got grocery bag hooks on either side. Privacy cover. Hides everything from the top of the seats down. And of course, you get the rubber mats. We've got our owner's manual. This is actually the bracket to hold the driver floor mat in place. Underneath here, we get the full-size spare tire underneath this little piece of styrofoam, which still has a little bit of a carry tray in it, so you can put stuff. This is a lot harder one-handed than I thought it would be. Full-size matching tire on a matching alloy wheel. So you could actually do a 5-tire rotation should you want. I'm just gonna get these owner's manuals out of here. They fell down. And then of course this is a cargo tray. But yeah, you could do a 5-tire rotation, save on your tires. You can close it, we can lock and close it, or you can do it manually. You get that. Oh, I guess it would help if I actually clicked unlock on it. It's frozen too, there we go. In the back, lots of room, just like every other Forester. We get the soft touch all-weather upholstery. So it is textured like the Outback Wilderness. Got the copper stitching, a bag with the wheel center caps and the spare tire tools. Yeah, they don't all come in the back already. Vents out of the center console, USB ports, tons of room, LED light. Oh, guess we'll give that a real close. Up front, power windows, locks, mirrors, as you'd expect. Get the Subaru Wilderness badging, kind of like the Sport badging in the Sport Forester. Copper, power seat, of course. And I'm actually just gonna take this plastic off so you can appreciate this. Wilderness on the headrest. And yeah, you can see that texture. It doesn't get as cold as leather, nor as hot as leather in the summer. Get in. Push one start, of course. Blind spot detection in your side mirrors. But as I said, it just came in. It's got 5.5 kilometers on it. No fuel in it. Washer fluid's low. Wilderness on the gauges. It's frosted up. It's cold. According to this, it's only -21. It definitely feels colder than that. These light up nicely. We've got our power gate, steering responsive headlights. You can set the memory for the hatch height. You've got blind spot detection. Actually, I'm gonna turn this on. Heated steering wheel, heated seats. But yeah, the copper accent, Bluetooth audio controls on the left-hand side, just like your regular Forester. Right-hand side, we have our adaptive cruise, our lane centering, intelligent drive mode. Oh, and you got Sport Sharp in the Wilderness. So a little bit more aggressive drive mode than the other Foresters, with the exception of the Sport. This little information screen, I'm actually gonna turn that on because climate control isn't on right now. It tops out at 30 and goes down as low as 15, so it does get fairly warm. And we can actually cycle through that with the info button on the left-hand side of the steering wheel. Gives us a bunch of different information. Tech, well actually we're gonna go back to the tech one. So it shows all of the safety tech that's part of it, auto high beams, all of that stuff. You can go into it a little bit more should you want to. And you can kind of cycle through all of this stuff on the steering wheel, which isn't necessarily exclusive to the outdoor or the Wilderness, sorry, but stuff that I like to show. 8-inch display, no built-in nav, but you do have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You get the My Subaru trial for 3 years. It's our backup camera. There's ice and snow on the sensors because it did come off the truck earlier today and it was still over the weekend and it was frozen then. Dual zone climate control, so you and your passenger can have 2 separate temperatures. Down here, more anodized copper. It's actually growing on me quite a bit with this pure dark interior. I like it. Even up top here, the way that these are backlit with the blue and the red, I'm quite impressed. It looks awesome. We've got LEDs, but SOS, concierge, lane sway, auto braking. It looks really good. The camera's probably not doing it justice. We've got more orange or anodized copper accents. This is the same texture as the seats. Not the same material, but same texture. But yeah, more anodized copper. Even the dual function X mode knob has the copper. So when you turn it to the left, snow and mud mode, and then deep snow and mud. And when you do deep snow and mud, it turns traction control off. I'm just going back to snow and mud, turns it back on. There you go. Easy to turn off. So that only works up to 40 kilometers an hour. After you exceed 40 kilometers an hour while using X mode, it'll disengage, go back to regular. And then once you drop below, I believe it's 35 kilometers an hour, it re-engages. So very, very cool. Great for off-road if there's sections that are slow and technical and then you get a little bit of speed to get to the next obstacle because the road's a little easier. You don't have to stop, hit X mode again. It's very, very cool. Then that front camera, press the button and it pops up top. Pretty decent quality as well. It's almost 180 degrees, so it's not just for off-road. You can use it in the Costco parking lot, Superstore parking lot when you're coming out between 2 vehicles because it's almost 180 degrees. You can see what's coming before you even get out there. So handy when the parking lot's busy. And then of course, your standard park brake, auto vehicle hold. This is actually a different color. I'd say it's gray, almost a gunmetallic. So unlike the Sport where they did the orange highlights to match everything, they just kind of, I don't want to say they've gone classier, but a little less in your face. And then my favorite feature ever, auto dimming mirror. There's no switch to flick. It just dims if someone's behind you with their high beams on. And it's got home link, so you can hook up to 3 different garage doors to your mirror. Very, very handy, so you don't have to carry an opener with you. And then we've got our panoramic sunroof moonroof combination. And then we're just going to take one more look at the outside because it's awesome. This light isn't really doing it justice. I'm going to do another full walkthrough of this Forester once it's cleaned up and ready to be shown. And yeah, but it looks great. It is, I believe it's 9.2 inches of ground clearance as opposed to the 9.5 that you end up with in the Outback Wilderness. And the reason that we're told it's not the same is that the factory in Japan could not accommodate a taller vehicle being produced there. I also think it has something to do with the fact that it's a slightly shorter wheelbase, and safety and maneuverability also would have been a thing, but I don't have any actual proof or statistics for that. But yeah, it'll be exciting once we get another Outback Wilderness here and we can put them kind of side by side, and I think we'll have a lot of people comparing between the two to see which better suits their needs. So that's a brief overview of the all-new 2022 Subaru Forester Wilderness. I'm Tyson, the Subaru specialist from Subaru Prince George. I'll talk to you guys soon.